My name is André Forêt. My role is I'm Senior Director for Program Delivery for Englobe Corporation in Canada. Things change all the time, and the pace of change is even more intense than it's ever been, and it will not stop. Change, using the word too often, but that's the nature of the beast these days. So you need to be able to adjust, you need to be able to adapt. Products are changing all the times, and the decision you thought you made was really good yesterday is no good today. Slightly exaggerating, but that's really how things are these days. So we're trying to move into more like short-term objectives, because long-term, obviously you want a long-term planning, but the landscape changes all the time. So we're focusing now more on short-term, faster execution, making sure that we get the biggest bang for our bucks quickest as possible, because we don't know what tomorrow is going to be made of. So we made the selections of OnePlan based on several criteria. One of them was making sure that we could have some good integrations of data. I wanted one source of truth for all our project-related information. Second thing, I wanted our project managers to be able to work in the same tools that would produce the results from those projects, so that they wouldn't have to go, say, on a PowerPoint presentation and spend time just gathering all their data from their status reporting and all that stuff, and having to duplicate this information again, which is a total waste of time. A lot of the tools we've looked at when we did our evaluation, you needed to contact the supplier of the product and have them customize it for you or configure it for you. So OnePlan really puts that in the hands of an administration person that can totally. And I was actually, I have an IT background, and I was amazed at how much we could configure in this tool without breaking anything. And yeah, that was quite amazing for me to see what they were able to do, what we would be able to do with this tool. And then you start using it, and it's like you only see what you see initially, and then you start playing with it, and then you're like, oh, but I can do this too, and I can do that too, because you hear the presentations, all that stuff. Another aspects of the tool as well is it's a very forgiving tool, because we played around with a lot of the configuration parameters while we were actually using the tool to conduct projects. So at one point you're playing in, you're building the aircraft and you're flying it at the same time, right? So we've come to rejig a whole bunch of things in the tool, and that didn't break anything. Like, we kept on delivering on our projects while we were doing that. So, and that was really the flexibility was definitely another aspect of the tool that was very important for us. What is success is maybe you didn't hit exactly what your planning was, like I'll use in project terms, right? Okay, well, we plan, but things have changed, but we were totally in control of what happened. I can explain exactly what happened, and things will happen, right? But you had a good tracking system, we had a good decision points, we had a good gating process, we have an effective steering committee where we just don't go there and do a status reporting, but we're really bringing them what is the essence of the project, where it's at, and where we need some decisions. And then we're able to track all that and finalize the implementations or the objective, reach the objectives of the projects. To me, this is a success. So it's not so much the on time, on budget, okay, based on what? Based on like what we were planning to do 2 years ago, that's not really realistic. But it's having a good plan, following it, understanding that there will be changes, having the good controls in place, and finish the delivery as per the imperatives of the moment, right? It's very much about being able to have one place where you have all your project informations, and that you take one, like PMs wouldn't have to do a rework, wouldn't have to repeat information, the reliable source of information as well. So I can look at the information and I know that I can rely on this information right now because it's time-based, real-time updates. There's no delays. What I'm looking at is what happened in the last, hour or so, as long as the PM obviously comply to what they're supposed to do. But it's being able to turn around and provide quickly an update on where things are at our tip of our fingers, right? Our company Englobe is in growth mode, and we're doing this through acquisitions. And our acquisitions have to integrate at some point with our ERP system, with our HR systems, our processes, and all that stuff. And before we introduced OnePlan, we had a backlog of those integrations, and we needed to really figure out a way to be very disciplined about our approach and kill the backlog, basically, because there's more acquisitions coming up, right? So the mandate that we're given is we need to get cracking on this. So we built a recipe for integrations, and we leverage OnePlan and the scheduling capabilities and financial tracking capabilities as well. Well, all aspects of those capabilities to really start pumping these integrations a lot more. And we've increased the velocity of the number of companies we are actually integrating by 2, and we're working to go threefold this year. So from the sales standpoint, pre-sales, sales, same thing and all that stuff, I felt that the person that helped us in discovering what the tool could do knew deep down very well what the tool could do. And their questions were more, they were not just trying to sell us something, they were trying to understand what exactly was the problem we were trying to solve. So there was a lot of focus on that, and to me that was very refreshing. They were not just trying to sell me a brand new car with all kinds of features I don't need. They were like, okay, where are you trying to go? So I feel like there's a definite interest or desire from the team to really address the need of the customer and not just sell them another piece of software. So we started on our own to build an area sections in OnePlan for our enterprise architecture. And we ended up in a situation where we actually were presented the enterprise management solutions, and as our account rep was explaining what they wanted to showcase to us, I'm like, well, I'd like to showcase to you what we actually done with your product. And as we're presenting this, they're like, well, maybe we'd like you to talk to our team because of what you've done with the product. So it turned out that I said, okay, that'd be great. And then I said, well, if there was really one thing that I would like you to help me with is to build the Power BI report pack that would collect the information from this. And there was no hesitation, and within a week and a half, I was presented with some dashboards from our enterprise architecture. So I'm like, wow, that really floored me, because not only we had one meeting, maybe an hour, and a second meeting, and then they were able to showcase us something that we can really use. So to me, this is what partnership is all about, right? It's like, okay, it's not only one way, it's two-way, and I think this is how OnePlan can really succeed, is to play not the software game, not the I want to seclude you on my tools and you won't know. It's quite the contrary. They're very open and really focused on the service aspects also of the relationship with the customer. Some amazing presentations this morning, some of where the tool is going. Amazing to see also that there's a lot of us that are struggling with the same issues, and there's really someone I feel is very listening and has a genuine desire to make things better. Try it, because it's such a tool you can easily adopt, and you can listen to presentations until you're blue in the face. This thing, you can really put your hands on it, start playing with it, and really discover, like try it and discover it, because what you see on the surface is only the beginning.